Hi guys and welcome back to my channel. For today's video I'm doing a first impression on the Makeup Revolution Conceal and Define Full Coverage Foundation, and the shade that I have is 8.5, and they do have 24 different shades in this range, and I think that's really good for a drugstore foundation. And there are also a lot of different undertones for this foundation as well. You have pink, neutral, yellow, cool, golden, you have red, you also have peach undertones. So there are loads of different shades and undertones that can match lots of different people, and they start from fair skin tones all the way to dark skin tones as well. Also, this foundation is cruelty free, it's vegan, and it's oil free as well, so this is really good if you are vegan or if you do like to use cruelty free products as well, which I think is really good because considering a lot of drugstore foundations don't tend to be cruelty free, this is a great thing that they've managed to make this really affordable and cruelty free at the same time. So this does retail for £9 in the UK or $12 in the US, and you can get it pretty much worldwide. I know that the Makeup Revolution website does ship to almost every single country around the world, so you can get it off there, or you can get it from loads of different stores as well. So I've wanted to test out this foundation for a long time, and the thing that made me buy it was I watched Casey Holmes do a video on it, and she has super oily skin just like I do, and she absolutely loved it. This is one of her Holy Grail foundations. Also, all over YouTube and Instagram I've only seen positive reviews. I don't think I've seen one negative review, and everyone's been saying how much they love it. No matter what the skin type is like, dry, normal or oily, everyone seems to be loving this foundation. So I have very high hopes for it, and I hope it's going to work really well on my skin. So if you don't know what my skin type is, I do have very oily skin. It's also very sensitive. I do have redness. I always have blemishes as well. So a lot of foundations do tend to break me out, but I haven't heard anything about this foundation breaking anyone out, so hopefully it's going to do really well on my sensitive skin. So on the website it says offering lightweight yet buildable coverage in 24 skin true shades. The versatile foundation is designed to suit every skin type and tone, with an oil-free yet creamy and comfortable formula that dries down to a long-lasting demi-matte finish. It won't settle into fine lines or cling to dry patches. Housed in a luxe glass bottle with a jumbo doe foot applicator for greater control and less waste, this foundation offers highly pigmented coverage that can be layered or diffused to suit your look. So this looks like it's pretty much like a jumbo size of their concealer that they brought out that everyone has been loving. I haven't tried that out, but my sister has, and my sister really does like it, so I'm hoping this is going to be really good as well. So trying to find my shade, it was quite hard to do that. On the Makeup Revolution website, they don't tend to say the correct skin tones for each of the foundations. So for instance, when I tried out the Makeup Revolution stick foundation, and I do have a first impression on that which I'll link somewhere in this video for you so you can check it out, but basically I wasn't a fan of that. I did get two different shades because I did look at the swatches and there weren't a lot of shades for that, and it said for warm undertones, and at the time I was tan, so I got F6 which says it was light medium, and then I also got F8 which said it was medium. Now the F6, that was too light for my skin, the F8 was too dark and too orange, and I looked at swatches of this foundation, and this shade 8.5 did look like it was a little bit darker than the F6, but on the website it does say that it's for medium skin tones, and to me this doesn't look like it's for medium skin tones. I only have quite a light tan on at the moment. I do have 2 layers of gradual tan, so I'm not really that dark, but this looks like it's probably gonna match me just looking at it compared to my neck. So hopefully I chose the correct shade and it will work for me for the rest of the day. So I'm gonna go ahead, we're gonna zoom in and we're gonna apply it to my skin and see how it looks. So I'm gonna apply my favourite primer to half of my face, and this is the Makeup Revolution Step 1 Mattifying Primer, and I use this primer with all of my foundations, so it's no different, but I'm just gonna see if it works better with or without the primer. So I'm just going to pop this on one side, and then we can see what the difference is at the end of the day. So it says that the best way to apply this is by just getting a doe foot applicator and just wiping it on. It doesn't say how many drops you need for each level of coverage, so I'm just going to go ahead and put as many as I want on, and we'll see how it goes. So I'm just brushing on the foundation. It doesn't say how many drops to use, but I'm just going to try and use as many as I think that I'm going to get a full coverage look from. I do want to get full coverage, and this does look like a jumbo version of a concealer. I'm not too sure if this is sanitary, but I've never used anything like that before, so that might be how you can save a lot of foundation. So this is how much I put on. I think I might have put too much on my skin, but we're going to buff it out and see how it goes. So this is what the foundation looks like on one half of my face, and so far I do think it's done really well. I do have a medium to full coverage look. You can still see a little bit of redness on my chin and also my cheek here. You can see some redness, but it has evened out my skin tone a hell of a lot more, and it does tend to match my neck. It might be a little bit too light for my neck, but it does match very well, especially in these lights. So this is what this side of my face looks like, so you can just see a little bit of redness peeking through there. And then this is what it looks like without any foundation on. So you can see I have a lot of redness and blemishes, and here I don't hardly have anything, which is really good. So I'm just going to see if I can build up the foundation. I'm just going to put a little bit more on the sections of my face where I do still have redness peeking through. So it has done pretty well. It has covered up pretty much all of my redness. It doesn't look like a demi matte finish, it looks like a full matte finish, which I do like because I do have very oily skin, but we'll see how it goes putting on the rest of the products on my face. So what I'm going to do is do the other half of my face, and I'm going to come back and show you what it looks like. So I've just finished off my foundation, and this is what it looks like, and honestly I do like the way it looks. The only thing is it is sinking into my pores quite a lot at the moment, so I might need to use a pore filling primer for it. It does look very matte. It does remind me of my Marc Jacobs Remarkable foundation, the way that it's looking on the skin at the moment. It does look nice, it does look full coverage, it does tend to match me pretty well to my neck. In these lights at the moment on camera it does look a little bit too light, but honestly it does match in person. It looks pretty good, and I'm going to go ahead and do the rest of my makeup, and I'm going to come back and show you what it looks like. So I've just finished off my makeup, and this is what it looks like, and I have to say I do like the way the foundation looks, but there is one thing that's slightly annoying me. So I can see that it is going into my laughter lines right here, but to be honest I smile all the time, and I know that a lot of foundations do go through those anyway, and it does look very matte and it does dry very quickly, and I was a little bit worried about that because I know that if you do have dry skin you're probably going to freak out by seeing your skin once you've put it on, because like I said it does dry very quickly. The rest of my products did go on very well anyway, so there wasn't any problem with that, and I was worried like I said because it did dry quite quickly, so I was like, oh, my product's going to go on very well with this, but it does look pretty good. I do like the way that it makes my skin look. It does give me a nice full coverage look, and I don't think I'll use too much. The only thing that I am a little bit worried about is the doe foot applicator. I feel like that might not be hygienic if you do have a lot of spots or if you do have a lot of blemishes on the skin, but it does seem like it might do pretty well. Now there is something that I forgot to mention earlier on in the video, and you only get 23 millilitres or 0.8 fluid ounces in this foundation, so you do get less than the usual standard 1 fluid ounce or 30 millilitres, but it does say that using a doe foot applicator you're not going to waste as much product. So I feel like the way that they've looked at it is that they're going to put less product in there, but it is going to last you the same amount of time as if you did have a normal standard size foundation. So looking at my skin at the moment, it looks like it's going to do pretty well on my oils, and I am pretty excited to see how it's going to go. So at the moment it is 12:39 in the afternoon, and I'm going to come back later on, let you know how the foundation's done, let you know if I like it or if I don't, and I'll see you very soon, guys. Bye! Hi guys, so I'm back and it's now 8:30 in the evening, so I've had this foundation on for 8 hours now, and I feel like now is a good time for me to give you my final review. And just looking at my skin, I actually do really like the way that it looks. I have been out since I last looked at my skin, and honestly it looks really good. So as you can see, it's come off on my chin. You can also see a couple of areas on my forehead where it's come off, and then on my nose I do have a bit of a cold at the moment, so I have been wiping my nose, so that's why it's come off there. Also you can see where my glasses have been as well, so that is where some of the foundation has rubbed off, but the rest of it looks so good. Like, I'm really impressed. It is starting to look a little bit cakey, but I didn't set it with any powder, and it has been on for 8 hours, and I have been rubbing my face and things like that, and I do actually like the way that it looks, and I'm actually really impressed because I thought this was going to be one of those foundations that says that it's oil free and says that it's suitable for all skin types and just start coming off my skin. Usually any foundation that says that it's suitable for all skin types doesn't work for my skin. I haven't really noticed a difference between each side of my face, because one side of my face has a primer on, the other side doesn't, and it pretty much looks exactly the same. So I would actually be really happy to still go out with my face looking like this, and I do like it. And I'm going to have to test it out some more because it is a drugstore foundation. I'm going to be wearing this to work as well, see what the people at work think, but I really like it, and I'm so happy that I got it, and I can't believe it's taken me this long to try out. I am going to be telling my sisters how good it is as well, because it is super affordable. You get quite a lot of the product in there, and you don't waste any of it as well, and it is full coverage and it looks good. The only thing that I do have to say is it has accentuated my pores. That is what I get with all of my foundations. During the day, my pores start coming out on my nose and also on my cheeks, so I would need to use a pore filling primer with this, which I will do when I try it out again. And yeah, overall I do really like the foundation. I think it's definitely worth the money, and it is so much better than the other Makeup Revolution foundation I tested out. That sort of made me feel a little bit wary about testing out this foundation, because the stick foundation just didn't work for my skin. After a couple of hours it started to melt off. Now it is good for my sister's skin, she has dry to normal skin, but for me, having oily skin, that wasn't the best one. But this by far is my favourite Makeup Revolution foundation, and I can see why so many people have given it great reviews as well, and I am going to be testing this out some more. I might have to get a shade darker as well, because this does look quite light, and this is only 2 layers of gradual tan, and I have a feeling that if I put another layer on, it is going to end up being very light for my skin. But it is good, the colour match was really good, the undertone matched me perfectly as well. I don't recommend checking out the descriptions of each of the shades on the Makeup Revolution website. I do recommend going by the swatches though, because on the website it does say that this foundation is supposed to be for medium skin tones. I'm not that dark at all, and this does match me, so I think this is probably for light skin tones or light medium skin tones. But the swatches on the website did help a lot with finding my shade. I feel like I've found the perfect shade for me at the moment. So overall, I really like this foundation. I give it a very big thumbs up. So if you guys have tried out this foundation, comment down below to let me know how it worked for you, if you liked it or if you didn't. Also, if you do have any recommendations for more first impressions, also comment down below to let me know, and I'll be sure to check those out. And make sure that you give this video a very big thumbs up and subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you in my next video, guys. Bye!